as I follow the moon. Today, believe it or not, I'm going to be cooking. So come along. So what I'm doing today is an old favorite of mine. It's chicken salad, and we're going to put it on some croissants. But this is a special chicken salad that I learned. It's a recipe that has a little bit of a secret ingredient, and I learned this a long time ago from a really wonderful lady that I worked for, and it's not being used commercially anymore, so I'm going to share this recipe with you. And of course everybody knows I cook by look, so I will leave the ingredients in the comments, and let's get to it. The first thing I have to do is I've got to get some water to make a tea. And you may wonder, why do I need to make a tea for doing a chicken salad? Because my chicken is actually cooked in a tea called lapsang souchong butterfly tea. So let's get some water. Now, because I'm doing the water in my coffee maker, which you can do, we don't drink coffee, so I use this for making all of my teas. So I just put it in here. Put that down. We're going to heat some water real quick. And then, because the lapsang souchong butterfly tea is a very strong smoky flavor, I keep it in a little bag to keep it from permeating into the rest of the cupboard. So I've got a tea ball here, and I'm just going to do it in my measuring cup. And it's going to be a strong tea, because then we'll be adding it to the water that we actually cook the chicken in. Now, you can get this tea online from the Spice and Tea Exchange. There's some stores around the country, and I picked it up at one of them. I don't know even, at Mount Dora, Florida. So, but we have come across this Spice and Tea Exchange in several of the towns that we've visited. So. Now I'm going to go ahead and get some water in here so that it can be getting, so it'll be ready when I'm ready for it. I don't salt the water because salt has a tendency to pull moisture out of meats and things. So I'm just going to boil it in that with the tea, and that will flavor it, and then I will salt it later. Now I am using just chicken breast tenderloins because they're easy. I don't have to get my hands very dirty. I'm not going to use all of the chicken that I have. I'm just going to do enough for a couple of days worth of the chicken salad, and then the rest I'm going to bag back up and use to fry for chicken tenders later. I'll let the chicken or the tea steep for a couple of minutes. Then I'll put it into the water and we can get going. So I went ahead and made a second thing of tea. I've got the first tea in here, and you can see it's gotten dark and smoky looking. So it is ready for the chicken. And I'm only gonna do maybe 4, maybe 6 pieces. I just put them right down in there. This is good on salads too, to just take the chicken and put on salads. But we're gonna do chicken salad, so I think we got 6 pieces in there. That's pretty good. Okay, now we're gonna turn this on. And I use the temperature one. It comes up at 270 to start. And I'm gonna bring it up just so I can get it to come to a boil quicker, and then I'll turn it back down and cook it for maybe 15 minutes, maybe 20 at the most. I'll check to see if it's getting done or not. So let's see how it goes. Okay, it has been about 10 minutes, and I did use the timer. And by the way, be sure and wash your hands when you're working with chicken. But we're going to take this out and just go ahead and check it. I don't want to overcook it because chicken has a tendency to be dry. Yes, it's being boiled, but it will dry out if you're not careful. And these are rather small pieces. So we'll take them out and they should be done. They look very good. And now they'll start cooling and I can start working on the other stuff. Can't really do too much while it's still hot. And let me just check real quick. I'm going to cut one of these. And yes, the chicken is ready. It's all cooked. Okay, I have the chicken out of the pot. I did cut it up into smaller pieces so that it could be cooling a little quicker. Now, while it was cooking, or while it was cooling, I went ahead and I chopped up some apple. I chopped up some almonds. I grated some ginger, and I put some craisins in a bowl just so I wouldn't forget to put them in there. And I also got out all of the other things that I'm going to be using. It'll have mayonnaise, some salt, some garlic powder, along with the ingredients I just mentioned. And once I got those done, the chicken was already cooled down by then. So I used my fingers to break the chicken down even into smaller pieces. So I'm going to go ahead and put them into a bowl now and just mix all the ingredients. So we'll start with the chicken. Now you could come up with your own recipe. This is just something that I really liked, and what makes it really special for me is the tea that gives the chicken a smoky flavor. And then I'm just going to go ahead and put all the other things in there. And you can use as much or as little as of any of these things that you want. That's why I say I cook by look, because I go by how much I think I would like. There's the ginger. Just going to stir it up a little bit, and then I will put in some of these other things here. This is the garlic powder. Just going to shake it over the top. I don't want to use too much because I don't want it to take away from the other flavors. And then this is actually called Silly Salt, and it's by Paula Deen. You can get it in her stores or order it online. And it is really strong as far as the salt flavor, so you don't want to use too much. And now the mayonnaise, when I do the mayonnaise, I'll put as much as I want in, but a lot of times, you know, the next day is usually when the flavors are mixed really well. And you will notice that the chicken actually soaks up a bit of the mayonnaise. So the next day or two, I'll probably be adding a little more mayonnaise to it, just to make it so that it's still kind of creamy. Another thing about this is the craisins. Some of my craisins were a little old, and so they seemed a little dried out. And actually tomorrow they will have soaked up the moisture from everything and will be very nice and plump. This is so good. Everything wet. And yes, it does use a bit of mayonnaise. These apples in here, it almost looks like the Waldorf salad. Did you ever have that when you were a kid? The nice thing about this, you don't have to put anything else. When you go to put it, I use a lot here. When you go to put this on your bread, you won't have to put mayonnaise on the bread because there's so much in here. Oh, this looks really beautiful. Now these are really great on a croissant, and I actually cut mine in half and put it in the toaster instead of trying to do it in a toaster oven. And then I just load the stuff on there. And you put as much on there as you dare to keep from having it drop in your lap. On there, pieces part, and there we have it. Now I want to thank you for joining me today, and I want you to be sure, if you like this video, to like and ring the notification bell. And subscribe, of course. We love for you to do that so that you know when the next time we bring things out. And I want to thank you for following us as we follow the lead.